taking the COVID-19 pandemic lightly. Dr. Bawumia cautioned them when he visited the COVID-19 call center in Accra on Thursday, 16th April 2020. The disease has so far killed 8 people out of the 614 confirmed cases, with 83 recoveries. Dr. Bawumia said efforts of President Akufo-Addo and his entire team have ensured that Ghana is getting ahead of the virus.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has paid a visit to the state-of-the-art National Information Contact Center, established to receive information and concerns from the public in relation to the measures being implemented by the government against the deadly novel coronavirus. The center is manned by personnel from the Ghana Health Service and other emergency service providers. The 24/7 service was launched in the beginning of April, making it easier for the government to receive vital information on its interventions. Dr. Bawumia mentioned some of the government's innovative measures to fight the deadly novel coronavirus and also commended the staff of the call center.
Representatives here present, the hard-working staff of the National Information Contact Center, and members of the press. It is really a privilege to be here, and I'm very impressed with what I have seen thus far. As you know, government runs on information, and information produces data, and then we can analyze the data and take decisions based on data. So the setting up of this center is very, very important, because government needs to hear from the people on what are the issues that concern them. Fortuitously, the center has been operational coincidental with the COVID-19 crisis, and they have quickly recalibrated this whole contact center to be able to deal with the COVID-19 crisis. As you know, it is a deadly virus, highly contagious virus that is spreading around the world, and government has to take very, very important steps to contain and hopefully eventually eliminate the spread.
The Vice President also used his visit to the facility to respond to a call from Madam Eno Mary, a resident of Bodriasin Nyeka Swa, who complained about the shortage of water in her area.
The President himself, who is also doing some national service this afternoon with us here.
Yes. Kaswa. And what's your name? Mary. Yes. Okay. Ano town. Eno Mary area. Okay. Yes. So how can I help you? Yes. Okay. You don't have water. This is in Kasua, Eno Mary area. Okay. There's no water. Bojasi Road. Okay.
And away from that, the Member of Parliament for Whole Central, Honorable Benjamin Kodo-Komla, has suggested that the police should be abreast properly with details of members of Parliament with regards to their movement. Honorable Kodo shared his experience on how the police stopped him earlier last Friday, despite giving his ID card. Majority Leader Honorable Osei Mensah-Bonsu, however, iterated that measures will be taken to address this menace.
Have been exempted from the restrictions. But this morning when I was coming to the house, a police officer prevented me from crossing the barrier. And I identified myself to him, but he still insisted. But I didn't want a pandemonium, so I had to take a different route. But I think that, I don't know whether they have been properly briefed, about our ability to move freely in order to come to Parliament and to go back. This happened at Odoko MTTD. That is what I want the Majority Leader to clarify this thing and see whether the police have been properly briefed regarding our freedom of movement to and from Parliament. Thank you. To, first of all, listening to my colleague to make it clear that I'm sorry about whatever has happened to him, but the rules are clear. The rules are clear, and we have been going on monitoring. I believe that if this happened, then it's one of the slips that we will have to deal with seriously, and I would want further information from him. That is clear, that members of Parliament are exempt.
The Speaker, the Honourable Kodo, the issue that he raised, the Minister of Interior has responded to that. I think it's also a matter that we should consider. Yesterday, the informal committee, described as the winnowing committee, met, and a couple of members found it difficult coming to Parliament to be with us in the winnowing, to join us in the winnowing exercise. Minister of Interior may pass on the relevant information to the police and indeed the security services that Parliament indeed is exempted, and because we have to come and do a good job for the country, the right thing should be done.
And in the education sector, the Ghana Education Service says no definite decision has been taken on the reopening of basic and second cycle schools in the country. The Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Kwesi Opoku-Amankwah, noted that with the current situation, nobody is certain when the COVID-19 scourge would end, and there was no way the GES could announce a date for the reopening of schools. He was optimistic that once it was safe to go to school, the service would come out with an official date for schools to reopen. Professor Opoku-Amankwah therefore asked the public to disregard any information and rumors that schools would reopen in September this year. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in his broadcast to the nation regarding the COVID-19 on March 15, 2020, announced the closure of schools and suspended social gatherings, among others. And to our final story, as part of measures to mitigate the coronavirus pandemic, the president of Academic City, Professor Alfred, and a team of students are working to put together a ventilator to be used in medical facilities. The news team paid a visit to the laboratory where the project coordinator and some members of the team took us through the building of the project.
Here at the Academic City, Professor Alfred Mark Bagonlui with his team of students have been working tirelessly day and night on some wonderful innovations that has actually even caught the attention of many Ghanaians, also the government. We'll go to his lab to see what he has been up to. We are aware that he has been actually working on a ventilator with his team of students. So we'll go straight into the lab and then see how far they have gotten to. I'm also aware that the Ghana Standards Authority Director, Professor Dodo, has been here to inspect the product and how far the product has gone to. This is a very wonderful innovation that is needed in these times, and the professor and his team are working tirelessly to ensure that Ghana makes a very important step in fighting the COVID-19. So work with me whilst we go into the lab to see Professor's innovation.
So you know what happened is that on the 12th of March, we had our first case of the coronavirus. And obviously, when His Excellency the President gave an order for us to shut down our universities, we took the decision as Academic City College to migrate online. So we moved all our courses online, and we were no longer here. So once we were at home trying to combine our online teaching with, being at home and not doing much, our President came up with this idea and said, hang on. There are a lot of innovators in Ghana. There are a lot of intelligent people in Ghana. I mean, Ghanaians were killing it in the West. I mean, you find doctors, engineers all over the place. So why are we not applying the knowledge and the skills that we have here? So he put a call on Facebook to say, innovators, anybody who wants to join us so that we can make a low-cost version of a ventilator. Because in the West, it costs what? From anything from $15,000 and above for one ventilator. But we know that the principle behind it is pretty straightforward. And we should be able to replicate that and do that using locally available materials, locally available expertise, and come up with a product that works and is suited for Ghana and the African market. So when he put the call out, I mean, we had over 43 people say they're interested. So we set up a small team of 10 people, some of who you've already met today, a combination of engineers. So we have a biomedical engineer, Selom Agbo, with us. We have David, who's a former Ashesi student, who's a mechanical engineer. And we're also using some of our students as well to support. So we have the second year mechanical engineering students, electrical and electronic engineering students, and computer engineering students. And we came together and said, okay, now, how do we do this? And this is how the story began. This is our pre-pilot prototype. Okay. So this was when we came up with the idea, started putting materials together. When we found out that the nation was going to go into a partial lockdown, the Saturday before, with 1,000 cities, we sent some of our people out there to say, can you get us anything that you can get that will allow us to be able to do this? So that's when we went out and bought some PVC pipes, we bought some tubing, we bought some few electrical equipment. Some of our students already had Arduino kits, and we are harvesting all.
That's all for AM News. A recap of the headlines. Nobody should take COVID-19 lightly. Baumia warns Ghanaians, and police should be abreast with details of members of parliament. Honorable Podo says. Next is AM Ghana with Anastasia Badu. My name is Na Utin Kramanka. Don't forget the news was proudly sponsored by Asatek Roofing Sheet and Cookware. Asatek, sheltering you for life, and Migo Purified Drinking Water. Migo, your preferred way of staying hydrated. We'll be back at 2:30 with more. Please do stay with us.